The consequences of climate change in Tuvalu, as you can see on the picture, a lot of coconut trees are dying out as a result of seawater intrusion plus the increase of heat on the island. As you may know that coconut in the Pacific and particularly in Tuvalu, it's very important to our life. Ulaka, these are traditional root crops that the people of Tuvalu totally rely for their daily survival. It's now been washed out, as you can see on the picture, because of the increase of heat and especially from seawater intrusion from underground. Lots of our islands are losing out, and we're losing a lot to the sea as a result of soil erosion, as well as intensive storm surge that they frequently visit our shores every now and then. The combination of high tide with strong wind makes things more worse. As you can see, the island is so thin, and we use those main roads to travel across from the other end to the other end. But when high tide comes together with strong wind, it's very difficult for us to travel and to do things as usual in the past. As we rely on underground water back in the past during droughts, it's no longer the case now. For us, it's very difficult for us to use those water as water has been contaminated. Nor is no longer usable to share with plants as well as our animals. Land for the people of Tuvalu and other low-lying atolls determines who we are, and it reveals our identities as Tuvaluans. Land, it gives assurance of life and life continuity for the people of Tuvalu. So we believe that land plus people is equal to life, but if that nexus is broken, it's equal to death. Because of the rising sea level, together with the issue of human rights, we can see this issue will be on the platform right now, as the people of Tuvalu will be forced to migrate, displacement and relocation, and climate change refugees, as they have labeled us in the past, and which is something that we don't want to be labeled as. And we never want to be called as climate refugees. King tide, it only happens for a day or a few days, but its impacts will last for so many months. And some of the Tuvaluans are start to flee away from home because of the issue of climate change related sea level rise. Fatele is our traditional way of dancing and singing. It climaxes everything that we do on the island, and even the royal visit when they visit. Everything we do in Tuvalu, it climaxes to our singing and our dancing. So the question in mind is, how can we sing and dance in a foreign land? We still want that right to remain on our land, to sing and feel the presence of the divine as we sing and dance Fatele on our own motherland. As you can see the map, New Zealand and Australia, which is now a new place for some of the Tuvaluans who have been migrated, partially because of the issue of climate change. But these are the issues that will come up. The question of sovereignty and sovereign rights. And how can we exist as Tuvaluans within another nation? How can we enjoy our sovereign rights as we were in Tuvalu? How can we maintain our language within another language? How can our culture survive in the dominant culture? How can we maintain our identities as Tuvaluans? Those are the main questions that will come into play when we talk about climate change and human rights, relocation and displacement of the people of Tuvalu. So when we talk about relocation and displacement, we're basically talking about our sovereign rights as the freedom to live and the freedom to sing and dance our own fatele in our own place. To conclude my presentation, our right to remain on our land is clearly stated in the UN Charter, in the UN TRIP, the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Human of Indigenous People, as stated in Article 10, which clearly states that Indigenous people are not allowed to be forcibly moved, but they only can be moved with the intention to bring them back home. Climate change has challenged our rights. And I want to state clearly, say this as our former Prime Minister state this. It is our belief that Tuvalu as a nation has a right to exist forever. And of course, we still maintain that belief. And we strongly believe that Tuvalu has the right to maintain and to exist forever. Therefore, we need your efforts, our collective efforts, to keep Tuvalu afloat. Thank you very much for listening.